You started a lot of babies, and you've ridden a few finished horses. This is the in-between thing that people don't really get to learn. This is right. This is where the learning really happens.
It goes from they're trying to kill you to you have to ride proper.
Right.
It's either bronking or
it's almost like a whole nother career field in the middle, because there's colt starters, and then you show that career field in the middle. That's what a lot of trainers that go off and work for Tim McQuay and all these big time reining trainers, that's what they're getting. They're getting that middle training that you don't get. There's no videos on it. It's nothing. There you go. Come ride mine. I got plenty of them in that phase. We video every Monday and Thursday morning, and we just video the first 4 horses I ride each day, and we had a lot of rain yesterday. So we're all riding in the covered pen and out back in the pasture. That's why there's a lot of activity going on in here, a lot of activity going on today. So that's Campo that Raven's riding, and this is Mac right here. Mac is my horse, and for the last, I think, 2 years, nobody's ever been on him except me. So she was my crash dummy to make sure he'd let somebody else ride him. I know you've met Raven before. You've seen her in a couple videos. You haven't met Tamarin before. She come in and filled in for me when Robert got hurt. So I think today's her last day. Robert's back. So I appreciate her coming and riding for me. And Devin is out there catching Denali. He's fixing to get his feet trimmed. But anyways, this is Bebe that I'm on. This is the horse that I rescued. I've had him probably over a year now. And he's 19. He's put weight on pretty decent. He don't have much top line. So I need to ride him more than what I have been to try to help build the top line. It's not going to happen unless I ride him and ask him to bridle up. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'll talk to you about what I'm doing and why. He is a finished Western pleasure horse, so he's a lot different than the cow horses that you see me ride. I'm gonna let Devin get by so we don't run over her. And let's ask Bebe to trot. So what I want to do is use a lot of spur, a lot of leg, and pick his back up to round his back to flex those muscles. I'm not going to just put my spurs in him and hold him up. It's going to be like doing repetitions at the gym. I'm going to pick him up, say to trot, get a little steering going, and then get back soft. Pick him up again, get back soft. You're going to notice we're not going out the gate, baby. Well, if you wouldn't want to go out the gate, we wouldn't be in the mud. You're going to notice as I pick him up, his gait's going to change from rounding his back, and his footfall is going to change. That is part of the process of flexing these muscles, getting his back up, back round, and engaging his hips. Let's ask him to pick his back up again. Not going in the barn. And get soft. Lift again. Nope. Not stop. Let's keep going. He was taught a spur stop in his original training, which isn't used much anymore. I don't care for him. But that's why he just stopped. I think like him, he knows what I'm asking for. It's just that stopping is easier. Let's ask for a little bit faster trot. Get him to use his back end a little bit better. Using a lot of lag on him to get him to go forward. And with the steering, he's wanting to just kind of go where he wants to go. He wants to kind of get away with his own thing. Devin, you can catch mouse and you can saddle him up. That's the buckskin out here. Just come through the arena and out the panels going out in that pasture. Talk a lot about fitness with a lot of the owners, and in order for a horse to do any job that you ask the horse to do, the horse has to be fit for that job. A lot of the horses that I get, they're not necessarily trying to not do what I ask them to do. They're just not fit and conditioned to do that job. And a lot of the exercises that you see me do, like the bend, counter bend, and pushing their body around, that is all geared towards flexing those muscles and teaching him to do what I'm asking him to do. Y'all keep going, it's okay. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. Y'all gonna be in it whether you want to or not, just today. So when I'm working a horse to get them in a direction of showing or trail riding or whatever it may be, they have to be fit for that job. And the other part of that is they have to have the nutrition put into them, the feed, in order to build the muscle for that job. I see people, they're so quick to give supplements, weight builder, this supplement, that supplement. And I'm not saying that supplements are bad, there's nothing wrong with them, everything has a place. But a lot of times, just look at what you're feeding. I was talking to somebody this morning about wanting to put a horse in training, and they wanted to keep the horse on the same feed program that they have the horse on at home. And I understand the reason for that. They don't want to change the horse's feed, but the horse is not going to be able to perform, not going to be able to do what I ask it to do with the feed that the horse was getting. A horse at rest typically burns somewhere around 14,000 calories. And if you're maintaining a horse, that's about what they need, about 14,000 calories a day. Where a horse that's in training that we're working every day is going to typically burn between 22,000 and 26,000 calories a day. So you have to provide those extra calories to build that muscle to get the horse to do what you want it to do. If you're going to go to the gym and work out and then go home and eat ice cream, you're not going to be taking in the nourishment that you need to build the muscles that you're typically wanting to accomplish by going to the gym. Same way with a horse. You have to put into the body the tools to build what you want that body to be. A little bit faster. They kind of got a little bit inverted. Going forward. Look good, Raven. Make him settle when you stop. He needs to be rewarded, but part of the spin is the stop and settle. It don't matter if you have a +1 spin. If he don't settle afterwards, that's going to kill that +1. There you go. Now you can pet him. After you spin, put your hand all the way down, take a breath, let him stop, and then reward him. So let's go trot the other direction. I haven't been talking about it, but I have been lifting my spurs, squeezing up my spurs, lifting his back as I've been talking. These videos that I put out, I'm videoing whatever we're working on those days. And I talk about whatever I think people need to know about or whatever's going on with the horse that I'm on at the time. Devin, just put a ring snaffle on him. Just a loose ring snaffle. It should be hanging up on the bottom row, about the third from the left. Not the heavy one, the regular one. Normally, when it ain't wet, we can all spread out. We're not all stuck in here, but we can still ride out back, but that's not always appropriate for every horse. Tomorrow my bigger rein will be dry. We'll be able to spread out again. But at least everybody still gets ridden. Still gets worked. So Bebe here is 20. He was Western Pleasure trained. You see how he moves. A lot of people don't like that Western Pleasure movement. Call it crippled and unnatural, and it's funny what I hear people say, unnatural. It's not necessarily that it's unnatural for the horse, it's just what their perception of that is not natural. You really see a whole lot of different horses. There are a lot of things that's normal and natural for a lot of different horses. People just, they don't see, so they don't think of it as being natural. And yes, he will trot just like this across the pasture to come eat in the morning. Now let's see if we can get a little bit of lope and see what happens. What happened?
I was like trying to get him low, and he went into it, and he tripped on his front.
He's got a pretty good stop. I was getting 6-8 foot slides on him. This dirt ain't been drug. He probably ain't gonna slide that good, but pretty good stopping horse. Yeah, he's a pretty good stopping horse.
I'm just asking for his butt.
Yeah, he'll still stop. If you lope him, if you lope around and then before you stop, get him straight and then kind of build a little bit and then push your feet forward and say, whoa. Try it and see what he'll do. Just lope a whole circle and then straight down. When you get ready to get him straight, squeeze pretty hard and kind of push him with your seat. Squeeze and push. Yeah, you got to stay sitting back. Okay, so when you ask for the stop, you need to say whoa as his back feet are coming up. You were a little late. His back feet were already up, fixing to go in the ground, so he didn't get them forward into the stopping position. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've never.
So as you're loping around, up, 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 kind of get that rhythm going. Count to yourself. A lot of people count 1, 2, 3.
And you're asking as their hind end is hitting.
Coming up. As your butt's coming up. As your butt's coming up, you push down and say whoa.
Okay.
Try it again. Yeah. Keep your shoulders back and your heels down when you ask to stop. Squeeze there, squeeze.
I think I try it that way. I don't think
All right, try it that way.
Which is probably just me, but try to find out excuse.
Let's do the other lead too. Let's go the other way. Since the last time you asked on the right lead. Let's ask on the left lead. Right leg back and smooch and he should lope off. When he feels like he's falling in, just kind of squeeze him with both legs, look up and ride forward. They get to where they do that in this little covered pen. Squeeze, squeeze. You were late again. You were actually later that time than the other time. You said whoa right as his feet was going to the ground.
Yeah, I don't feel that.
You don't feel it? You don't feel it going up and down with the lope?
No, I probably did if I think about it, but I've never had to think about it.
All right, let's try it again. So I'll say up, and when I say up, that's when you would ask for the stop.
Me like Robert.
Ask for it again. Ask for the lope again. Up, 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 up.
As my butt's coming up, I need to ask for the stop.
When the butt's coming up, it's when you ask for the stop. Yep. Up, 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 up. There you go. That was better. You were a little late that time, not as much. You felt him park a little bit better.
I felt, yeah, I definitely felt that.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was never talking.
I don't know. With an older finished horse, it doesn't matter because they're going to go to the ground at the time in their stride when they know they're supposed to go to the ground. With a young horse, you try to help them so they can figure it out.
I've been lucky. I've never had to ride a young horse. It's all the nice finished ones.
That's like Hank will go to, you can, no matter where in the stride you ask, he's going to stop right then, but he's so athletic, it don't matter where in the stride as he can get stopped, but very few of them can do that. And if they're already in the ground or close to the ground, they're not planting to stop, they're ready to push off for the next stride. So what happens, they go into the ground, you say whoa at the same time, and they can't maintain the push because they're already thinking next step. You started a lot of babies, and you've ridden a few finished horses. This is the in-between thing that people don't really get to learn. This is right. This is where the learning really happens.
It goes from they're trying to kill you to you have to ride proper.
Right.
Either rocking or
it's almost like a whole nother career field in the middle because there's colt starters, and then you show that career field in the middle. That's what a lot of trainers that go off and work for Tim McQuay and all these big time reining trainers, that's what they're getting. They're getting that middle training that you don't get. There's no videos on it. It's nothing. There you go. Come ride mine. I got plenty of them in that phase. He's wanting a shoulder to. That's not what we're doing. Let's do it again. Wanting to complain that the work is hard. And that goes back to what I was talking about a minute ago with the muscles being out of shape for the job that I'm asking them to do. They're not going to get in shape unless you ask the horse to do the job. I see so many people, well, I don't do that with my horse because he don't like it. Well, your horse isn't going to like it until he builds the muscles for it and it becomes easy. I kind of talk about the TV show Biggest Loser. I don't know if that's even still on TV anymore. But all the people, when they first start dieting and exercising, they all complain. I would too. Horse does too when you first start working it. It's gonna complain. It's work. But as they get better fit to do the job you're asking to do, then their body is conditioned for that exercise, that activity, so they complain less. Work the other lead. This way, not in the barn. I leave that gate open on purpose just to work that kind of thing. If you show it, some of the bigger shows like the NRBC, they don't even have a gate. The whole end of the arena is opened up. There's an entrance and an exit, and that's most of the end of the arena that's opened up. So your horse needs to learn to work with an open gate. Stay in the arena. It all goes back to do what I ask you to do until I ask you to do something else. He's a little weaker this direction. You see his head come up once in a while. That's because he's kind of fallen on his front end and lost his engagement with his back. And in order to get his front end up, he bobs his head up to engage and go forward. See me adding a little bit of inside rein once in a while. And right there, it wasn't because he was wanting to go out the gate. He was just not wanting to bend going around the corner. I want to get that bend. I want to get that shoulder up and engagement going around the corner. We're going to need that for other things. And let's come down to a walk. So that's enough for Bebe for today. I'll put a link up here to the other videos that we've done with him. Until next time, thank you for watching.